All right, we're on the record on State versus Loyd. Mr. Loyd's present with his attorneys. The state attorney's office is present. What panel was she on? The last one? Seat 4, panel 7. All right, folks, seat 4, panel 7. Has informed the jury room that she was part of General voir dire in Mr. Loyd's first trial. She is scheduled to return. Nope. Apparently, we should have all played Powerball this week. She's scheduled to return for questioning. I don't remember what day. So she's Tuesday at 9 a.m. Do you want me to have the jury room call and excuse her? State.
Could I have a moment to speak to?
Sure, absolutely.
Thank you, Judge.
Seriously, what are the odds?
No, we don't have any motions. I'm unaware of a legal reason why that would prohibit her from coming back.
I'm just telling you what happened.
Yes, Your Honor.
It's juror 226. She was not part of the jury in the first trial. She was just in general voir dire in the first trial. She was part of the jurors that were questioned.
The hardship?
It's hard to tell based on the information I've been given. So here's what I think I'm going to do. I'm going to call her in first when she arrives and figure out how far she went in the process.
Okay.
I can't ask them. I mean, first of all, what are the odds of this? And secondly, I can't ask them right now, were you part of the first trial?
No.
So I'm just going to make a note, and we'll bring her in and ask her how far she went in the proceedings the first go-round.
We're satisfied with that, Judge.
She said that, here's what they're telling me. The last sentence is she was not selected, but was in the second round, meaning she was individually questioned. And frankly, I don't remember how much information I gave them at that time. So let's just bring her in first when she comes here on Tuesday. Everybody make a note, and I'll talk to her then.
Okay.
I'm interpreting what the jury room's telling me. I don't know what she did. Are we ready? Dear God.
Ready, Judge?
All right, let's bring them in. All right, have a seat, everyone. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Circuit Criminal Court. I'm Judge Marquez. I will be the presiding judge in this case. Is anyone having trouble hearing me? Let me try that again. Can you hear me now? Yeah, okay. All right, for the record, I've removed the mask so that the jurors can hear me. You're here for jury selection. I'm going to tell you a little bit about the case in the process of jury selection in this case in just a few minutes. I just need to go over some preliminary matters with you all first, please. First of all, excuse me, you'll notice there's a television camera in here. There is going to be media presence throughout this case. Don't worry about it. Just ignore it. The media doesn't photograph jurors. They don't use your names. They don't publish anything about you. Those paddles that we gave you correspond to your seat numbers. In order to further maintain your privacy, we're going to refer to you by your seat numbers, not by your names. And additionally, we also use those to identify which juror is answering questions. There's 60 of you in here. It's very hard to keep track. So when you answer a question initially, just hold up your seat number until I acknowledge what it is, then you can put the paddle down. So let me introduce everyone in the courtroom to you, tell you what it is we do, and see if you recognize or know any of us. As I said, I'm Judge Marquez, the presiding judge in this trial. It's my job to make sure that the law is followed in this case. I will be the one instructing the jury on the law throughout these proceedings. I'm also the one who rules on objections during trial and what evidence is and is not admissible. Is there anyone here who knows me or recognizes me from somewhere? Juror in seat number 46. Hold on, we're going to pass you a microphone. Yes, ma'am, how do you know me or recognize me?
I know the Judge Marquez. When they said we were going to court number, the 23rd floor, I knew exactly what court I was probably going to show up to.
Okay. Is there anything about that that would make you uncomfortable sitting as a juror in this case?
Knowing this case, absolutely.
I'm sorry?
Knowing about this case, absolutely.
Okay, we'll talk about that in a minute, all right? But thank
Okay.
you.
Should I pass them up?
Thanks. Anybody else?
Thank you, sir.
All right, the two ladies in front of me, sorry. One of the jurors needs a hearing. Okay.
$53.
53, okay. Can you hear me now? Okay, great. Since we're passing the microphone around, let me explain to you all that we did not go out and deliberately pick the world's most uncomfortable face mask for you all to wear today. I know those things are uncomfortable. We need to be able to see your faces during jury selection. That's why you're wearing those. If you're selected as a juror in this case, you can wear a regular face mask. You do not have to wear that throughout the entire proceeding. And secondly, we have found through just experience that if you hold, we have to have you hold a microphone to talk to us. The acoustics in this courtroom are not good. We cannot hear you without it. If you hold the microphone, believe it or not, to the side of the mask, that's when it works the best. All right? So the two ladies in front of me, court clerks, they are in charge of all the evidence, the exhibits, the documents, and paperwork during the trial. Anybody know them or recognize them? All right. Excuse me. Folks in the uniform scattered throughout the courtroom and the courthouse, actually, they're all members of the Orange County Sheriff's Department. They're courthouse security. They're in the courtrooms and in the courthouse every day. They're here to provide security. They're also your liaison to the court during breaks. If there's an issue that comes up and we're on a break, let the deputies know and they'll let me know. Is there anyone here who knows any of these officers? Juror in seat number 2. Wait 1 second. Yes, ma'am. Who do you know?
Deputy Campbell.
All right. How do you know him?
I went to school with her.
Okay.
And she, yeah.
Is there, or her, I'm sorry, yeah. Is there anything about that that would make you uncomfortable sitting as a juror in this case?
No.
Do you think you could be fair and impartial in this case?
I do.
All right. Thank you, ma'am. Anybody else? All right. The lady in the front with the long hair and the dark jacket typing away is our court reporter. Her job is to take down every word that's said in this courtroom. We must have an accurate record of court proceedings, and she provides that record for us. You will make her job so much easier if you will speak up when you're answering questions. Everyone hates well, most people hate public speaking. It is the #1 fear people have. And then we add to it putting a microphone in front of your face, which makes it really stressful. Do your best, folks. Speak up so she can hear you. And also, when you're answering questions, please try to use words. We all have a habit of shaking our heads yes or no, or saying mm-hmm, uh-huh, She can't take any of that down. It makes no sense. So yes or no, speak out loud. We'll remind you if you forget. Is there anyone here who knows or recognizes our court reporter? Nope. All right. Thank you. To my right are the gentlemen representing the state of Florida. If you'd introduce yourselves and read your witness list, please.
Good afternoon. My name is
My name is Ryan Williams. Mr. Buxman and I are the designated assistant state attorneys assigned to try this case. If selected as a juror, you may hear the following witnesses called by the state of Florida: Dominique Daniels, Detective Brian Savelli with the Orange County Sheriff's Office, Timothy Stevens, Takeshia Bryant, Julia Johnson, Monica Pridgeon, Patricia Monahan, Sean Williams, Orlando Police Department, Detective Pete Cadis, Orlando Police Department, Officer Brandon Thornton, Orlando Police Department, Captain Joseph Carter, Orange County Sheriff's Office, Antoine Thomas, Peter Patrick, Stacy Monroe, Orlando Police Department, Deputy Robert Roberts, Orange County Sheriff's Office, Canine Officer Paul Foster, Orlando Police Department, Deputy Chuck Ashworth, Orange County Sheriff's Office, Cleveland Jenkins, United States Marshal Service, Dr. Joshua Stephanie, Office of the Medical Examiner, Chantel Steyer, Orlando Police Department, Karen Livengood, Orlando Police Department, Detective Shane Overfield, Orlando Police Department, Darlene Dunn, Edward Vanderberg, Orlando Police Department, Gary Crosby, Orlando Police Department, Sean Johnson, Florida Department of Law Enforcement, Andrew Harrison, Orange County Sheriff's Office, Dr. Sarah Zadovich, Office of the Medical Examiner, Richard Ruth, Florida Department of Law Enforcement, Tracy Anderson, Officer Jonathan Cute, Orlando Police Department, Ronald Stewart, Dr. Michael Gamache, Detective Adam Crudo, Orlando Police Department, Dr. Michael Mayer, Marianne Mitchell, Deputy Rachel Ward, Orange County Sheriff's Office, Dr. Tanya Werner, Todd Erb, Earl Stokes, David Kennard, DeCarlos Shepard, Howard Kuhn, Orlando Police Department, Theophilus Edwards, Brian Stribby, Ronald Guerrero, Latoria Washington, Francine Thomas, Tammy Hughes, Dorothy Patterson, Tanya Cowan, Regina Hill, Dr. Robert Buck, Tamara Coker, Jim DePalma, Dr. Emily Lazaro, Rodney Lamond, Dr. Jeffrey Nagin, Dr. Jacqueline Olander, Dr. Greg Pritchard, Tony Rowland, Dr. Joseph Sesta, and Kevin Whitmore.
Does anyone on this panel recognize or know Mr. Buxman, Mr. Williams, or any of the names of the witnesses? Juror in seat 51. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, I work for the medical examiner's office, so I know Dr. Joshua Stephanie and Dr. Z.
I work for the Orange County Sheriff's Office.
Hold on.
Sorry.
Hold on, one at a time. I'll get to you in a second, sir. Ma'am, working for the medical examiner's office, do you think you could have an open mind and be fair and impartial in this case?
Yes, I can.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, who's talking? Who was talking? 14.
I'm sorry, Your Honor.
That's all right, no problem. Go ahead, I'm listening.
I recognize a handful of those names of the law enforcement officers from working with them for 25 years.
You work for the Orange County Sheriff's Department
Yes, ma'am.
currently?
No, I retired
Okay, how long ago did you retire?
about 8 years ago.
Okay. Anything about being a former law enforcement officer and knowing all these officers that you think would impede your ability to be fair and impartial in this case?
No.
All right, thank you, sir. And somebody else is raising, 46. Yes, ma'am, who do you know?
I recognize the name Dr. Stephanie as a medical examiner.
Okay, anything about that would make you,
Commissioner,
I'm sorry?
as well as Commissioner Regina.
Can't understand what you're saying. Can you hold the mic?
Commissioner
please?
Regina Hill?
You know her also?
Yes.
Okay. Anything about knowing these folks that would make you not be a fair and impartial juror?
No.
All right, thank you. Anybody else? All right, to my left is the defense team. Mr. Lenneman, if you'd introduce everyone and read your witness list, please.
Yes, ma'am. Good afternoon. My name's Terry Lenneman, along with Ted Marrero and Kate O'Shea. We represent Markeith Loyd.
Your witnesses.
Thanks, Markeith. Patricia Loyd, Dana Loyd, Tanya Loyd, Odell Jones, Barry Jacobs, Kiana Loyd, Damian Moten, Derek Harris, Eric Dorsey, Glenn McCree, Lorraine Harp, Jackie McCree, Travona Lloyd, Jesse McCree, Shanika Bush, Trinika Hobbs, Tyran Wesley, Pat McKenna, Dan Doski, John Sawicki, Anna Cox, Dr. Jethro Toomer, Dr. Marvin Dunn, Dr. Michael Mayer, Dr. Joseph Wu, Dr. Jeffrey Colino, Dr. James Campbell, Dr. William Anderson.
Thank you, Mr. Lenneman. Is there anyone on the panel who recognizes Mr. Lenneman, Ms. O'Shea, or Mr. Marrero? Is there anyone on the panel who recognizes Mr. Loyd? Raise your paddles. Raise them up so I can see them. Okay. All right, thank you. All right, let me tell you a little bit about what your job is as a juror and give you your first instruction as a juror. This is a court order, and that is this. You are not, from this point forward until I discharge you as a juror in this case, you are not to look at any news stories about this case, read anything about this case, speak to anyone about this case, or allow them to speak to you. That includes Facebook, Instagram, the internet, friends and family, spouses. You are now in a bubble of silence about this case. There is a reason for that. And I will tell you that I will sanction any juror who violates that rule. The reason is very simple. Our system of justice guarantees that people know what it is, and that includes the state and the defense, that everyone knows what facts and evidence a jury is using to make a decision in reaching a verdict. The only facts that you can use are what you hear in this courtroom from the witness stand and from any physical evidence that's introduced or videos or photographs or anything else. You're limited to what's heard in the courtroom. What you hear in the courtroom is what has been vetted to be admissible under the law. When you're relying on facts and evidence outside of this courtroom, what you read on Facebook, what you heard on the news, number one, it may be completely wrong. Number two, nobody knows you're relying on it, so they have no opportunity to respond to it. And that is fundamentally unfair, and it is a violation of our system of justice. It's just un-American, to be blunt about it, for jurors to be back in a jury room making decisions based on things that nobody knows that that's what they're using to make the decision. Don't do it, all right? So from here on until you're discharged, No information outside this courtroom from anyone. If somebody tries to talk to you about this case, tell them you can't talk about it and walk away. This case is a death penalty case, meaning that if Mr. Loyd is convicted of first-degree murder, then death is a possible penalty in this case. There is no automatic death penalty in the state of Florida. The penalty for first-degree murder is normally life in prison without the possibility of parole. In certain cases, defendants may be eligible for the death penalty. Because it's a death penalty case, we pick the jury differently than we do in other cases. We start with large groups like today, which I've been talking, you're the third group I've talked to today. I'm going to be doing all the questioning today. I'm going to ask you some preliminary questions. Some of you will go through to the second day of jury questioning, which will be sometime next week, and that will be individual questioning about certain topics that we need to speak to you about. If I don't bring up something today that you think is critically important, there's a reason for it. It's because we do not talk about it in large groups. You will get a chance to talk to me next week if you need to. The questions I'm asking you today are just preliminary. What you need to know about the case today is what I just told you, and this. This case is going to take 2 to 3 weeks to try, and by that I mean from the day we pick a jury and seat a jury, not jury selection, but actually pick a jury, it will take 2 to 3 weeks to finish this trial. Finishing the trial means we're handing the case over to the jury to reach a verdict. How long the jury takes to reach a verdict is up to the jury. We do not put a clock on anyone. The jury in this case is being sequestered. And what that means is that you will be taken to a hotel. Everybody gets their own room. It's a nice hotel. Your meals are provided for you. Somebody's going to cook and clean up for you 3 meals a day. Your room, somebody's going to clean your room, make up your bed. You are allowed to bring your electronics with you. You cannot use them to communicate with anyone about this case or look anything up about this case, so use of electronics is confined. It's a large space that we have with deputies present to make sure nobody's violating the rules. Somebody isn't Zoom calling you to tell you what their opinion is of the case. You can you can Zoom call with family and friends. You can do your work. If you're a student, you can do online work. You can answer emails. None of that is prohibited. What is prohibited is anything to do with this case. So, we also make arrangements for you all to see family, like children, spouses, partners. You will be able to actually see them and visit with them during the time that you are sequestered. We work Mondays through Fridays from 9:30 to 5:30 and Saturdays from 9 a.m. to 1. And we do that because you're sequestered the working Saturdays so that we can move the case along. We do not work on Sundays. All right. Let me start asking questions. I'm going to do this row by row because of the number of folks that are in here. Let me start with jurors in seats 1 through 7. You're the first row here on my left. Is there anyone in that row whose employer does not pay them for being on jury duty? Raise your paddles if they do. All right, juror in seat number 3. Ma'am, you don't get paid?
No, I don't.
And if you're not being paid for 3 weeks, can you pay your bills?
No.
Okay, thank you. Who's next? Juror in seat number 6. Ma'am, you don't get paid?
No.
Can you pay your bills?
No.
All right, thank you. And juror in seat number 7. Do you get paid, ma'am?
No.
Can you pay your bills if you're not being paid?
No.
All right, thank you, ma'am. Jurors in seat 8 through 15. Anyone who does not get paid by their employer. Starting with juror in seat 11. Do you get paid, ma'am? And if you're not getting paid, can you pay your bills? I can't hear you. Okay, thank you. Juror in seat number 12, did you raise your hand? All right, yes, sir. Do you get paid? And can you pay your bills if you're not being paid? All right, thank you, sir. 13, do you get paid?
No.
Can you pay your bills if you're not being paid?
Yes.
You can? All right. Who else isn't getting paid? Juror in seat 14,
I only get paid for a week.
you only get paid for 1 week?
Yes.
So if you miss 2 weeks of pay, can you pay your bills?
No.
Okay. Juror in seat 15, can you pay your bills if you're not getting paid? Do you get paid? No? Okay. The microphone is a mystery, sir. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. All right, jurors in seats 16 through 22, anyone whose employer does not pay them. Juror in seat 16, we'll start with you, sir. You got the mic? No, not yet. All right. Sir, do you get paid?
Do not.
Can you pay your bills if you're not getting paid?
No.
All right, thank you, sir. Who's next? Juror in seat 19. Yes, ma'am. Do you get paid?
No.
Can you pay your bills if you're not being paid?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. 22. Do you get paid?
Started a new job. I'm unsure whether they would pay for 3 weeks. I do know I get paid for the 1 day today.
Okay,
And the answer to the second question is no, I won't be able to cover the bills.
but you don't know right now whether you get paid or not?
That's right.
Okay. How long ago did you start this job, sir?
5 weeks ago.
5 weeks? Okay. If we're on a break, can you call and find out if you get paid?
Can I step out now?
You don't have to do it right now, but I'm
Okay.
saying during a break, you could. All right, thank you,
Sure.
sir. Jurors in seats 23 through 30, anyone who doesn't get paid by their employer. Juror in seat 26. Yes, sir, do you get paid? And can you pay your bills if you're not being paid?
No.
All right, thank you, sir. Anyone else in that row? Juror in seat 29. Yes, sir. Do you get paid? Can you pay your bills if you're not being paid? Okay, thank you. Anyone else who doesn't get paid in that row? All right, jurors in seats 31 through 37. 31. Yes, sir. Do you get paid? I can't hear you.
No, I do not.
All right. And can you pay your bills if you're not getting paid? All right. Thank you. Next, I have juror in seat 36. Do you get paid?
No, ma'am.
Can you pay your bills if you're not getting paid?
No.
All right. Thank you, ma'am. Anybody else? Jurors in seat 38 through 45. 43. Do you get paid?
No.
Can you pay your bills if you're not getting paid?
No.
Thank you, ma'am. 46 through 52. Okay, so starting with 46. Do you get paid, ma'am?
No.
Can you pay your bills if you're not getting paid?
Everything except mortgage.
I'm sorry?
Everything except mortgage.
Everything except mortgage? That's kind of a big one. All right,
Yeah.
so, thank you. Juror in seat 47. Sir, do you get paid?
I get paid 1 week.
All right, if you miss 2 weeks of pay, can you make ends meet?
No.
All right, thank you, sir. Juror in seat 48. Yes, ma'am, do you get paid?
I get paid for 1 week as well.
If you miss 2 weeks of pay, can you pay your bills?
My husband can.
All right. So, would it be a financial hardship on you if you were here for that 2 weeks?
No.
All right, thank you, ma'am. I think 49, you had your
Yes,
sub
ma'am.
also? Yes, ma'am. If you're not here, if you're here, do you get paid?
No.
Can you pay your bills?
No.
All right, thank you. I think that was it for that row, am I right? 53 through 60. Employer doesn't pay you. Juror in seat number 60. All right, sir, do you get paid?
Only for 1 week.
And if you miss 2 weeks of pay, can you pay your bills? It'd be tough for you? All right, thank you, sir. Anybody I missed? All right, anyone who has difficulty understanding English? All right, juror in seat number 1. Yes, ma'am. How much English do you understand?
I understand almost everything. It's only for all the process. I don't know if I will be able to understand everything.
Okay, how much have you understood of what we've said today?
Everything.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm sorry, about the first questions, I get paid, but I don't know how many days they will pay.
Okay, so you're going to need to check on how many
Yes.
days you get paid. All right, let's just keep going with jury selection and let me know if you start to have trouble understanding, all right? Thank you. If you're worried about legal terms, no one understands those, ma'am. They're all explained to you and defined to you in the jury instructions, all right? Juror in seat number 8. Yes, sir.
I understand English fluid. I understand a little bit.
You understand a little bit?
Yeah,
50%, 40%? What's a little bit?
maybe 40 or 30%.
Okay,
No,
thank
please.
you. Anybody else who has trouble with English? No? Okay. Anyone who has any medical issues? Juror in seat 22. Yes, sir.
Your Honor, I'm going through a physical therapy session that needs to be done in a particular sequence. So I have the next 3 sessions which are scheduled and another 3 beyond that.
Okay. So you're currently in physical therapy?
Yes, ma'am.
And it's 3 times a week or once a week?
They've mandated a minimum of 2, preferably 3 a week.
All right, thank you, sir. Anyone else who has any physical issues? Juror in seat number 60.
Yes, Your Honor. I suffer from back issues.
Okay.
If I'm sitting down for about 2 hours, my back starts to really act out, and I have to get up and stretch around. I've been having back issues for about 20 years.
Okay.
I'm taking the most relaxers, obviously not today, but if it bothers me, I have to take some medication.
All right, we usually take breaks in the trial every hour to hour and a half. Is that sufficient for you? All right, and then the muscle relaxants, what's the effect they have on you?
Sorry?
What is the effect the muscle relaxer has on you?
It just makes me drowsy.
Okay. All right, thank you, sir. Anybody else? Juror in seat, I can't see what the number is. 36. Yes, ma'am.
I get cluster headaches every now and then. Migraines.
You get what?
Cluster headaches.
Oh, migraines.
Yes.
How often do you get those?
3 or 4 times a week.
Okay. And what happens to you when you get the migraine?
It's more like a cluster headache, so I can't see anything, and I just have to lay down for hours.
Okay.
I have to take my medication.
All right, thank you, ma'am. Anybody else? Any physical issues? That includes, folks, or medical issues, medication issues, anything like that? No? Okay. Anyone who has problems with sight or hearing? Juror in seat number 9. Yes, sir. Hold on. Yes, sir.
I have a hearing appointment in about a couple of weeks. I don't know whether there's an issue, but I made the appointment because I know I've been having some difficulty hearing lately.
Okay. Are you able to hear me now?
Yes.
Do you need a hearing device? Would it help?
hearing device?
Yeah,
Like a hearing aid?
like one that we can give you now, like that lady back there is wearing, to make it easier for you to hear.
I don't know. That's why I made the appointment. They're going to tell me if there's an issue.
Are you having trouble hearing at all today?
Just a little bit.
Why don't you try it and see if it makes this better? This is not in place of your medical appointment, by the way. This is just for today.
That's your volume control.
How's that? You got it on? Is that better? Okay, great. Anyone else? Hearing or sight problems? All right, starting with juror number 1 through 7. Anyone who has a vacation that has already been paid for in either October or November. All right, juror in seat number 3. We're going row by row. Juror in seat number 3. Yes, ma'am. What's the date of the vacation?
On the 23rd, is not?
Of October?
Yes.
It's just one day?
It's no whole week.
Okay, so the 23rd to the 30th?
To the 30th.
All right, where are you going?
Cruise?
Okay. Is it all paid for?
Yes, paid for.
All right, thank you. Juror in seat number 5? Yes, ma'am. You got a vacation?
I have a vacation from the 25th through the 28th.
Of October?
Yes.
Is it paid for?
The deposit has been made.
The deposit's been paid? Is it something you would lose if you didn't take the vacation?
Well, my family is flying in from Puerto Rico to go on that vacation.
Okay. All right, thank you, ma'am. Juror in seat number 6? Yes, ma'am. When's your vacation? November 11th to the 14th? And where are you going?
New Jersey.
Okay. Has it all been paid for already?
Yes.
All right, thank you. Anyone else in that row? 8 through 15, vacations. Nope. 16 through 22, juror in seat 18.
I have next week, I have to go to headquarters because of this has been 25th years with my work. Company headquarters in California, so I have flights for Monday, coming back on Thursday next week, because it's been 25th year. I've been working for the company 25 years.
Thursday next week?
No, I'm leaving Monday. I have a flight to California, and then coming back on Thursday.
But that's for work?
Yes, and then because of my 25 years with the company. And then Thanksgiving week, I have a that week vacation booked. But I haven't planned anywhere to go, but vacation is on my calendar with company.
Okay, thank you. Juror in seat number 22, do you have a vacation plan, sir?
Your Honor, it's a business session for 4 days, which has already been paid for, starting October 26th through the 28th in High Point, North Carolina.
And that's a business trip, not vacation?
Business trip.
Okay. Juror in seat number 20, do you have a vacation planned?
Yes, Your Honor. I have a vacation plan starting from the 22nd and returning back on the 1st.
So the 22nd of October to November 1st?
Correct.
Yes, sir. Where is it?
I'm going to Puerto Rico.
Okay. Is it all paid for?
Yes.
All right. Thank you, sir. Jurors 23 through 30. Any vacations?
Turn off your phone, please. Sorry, Judge.
No, no worries. 31 through 37. Any vacations? All right. Starting with 31. Yes, sir. When's your vacation?
October 29th through November 3rd.
Where are you going?
To Atlanta, Georgia.
Have you already paid for everything?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you. 32, when's yours?
October 22nd through November 3rd. That's Tulum, Mexico.
I'm sorry?
Tulum, Mexico, and it's already paid for.
Thank you. 33, where are you going?
I'm going to California, October 21st to October 25th, and then California again before Thanksgiving through Thanksgiving weekend.
You have family in California, I take it?
Yes, my daughter.
Okay. Juror in seat number 34, did you raise your paddle?
Yes, I did.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm
When's your
going to
vacation?
New York for October 28th through November the 2nd, and it's all paid for.
Thank you, ma'am. Anybody else in that row? All right, 38 through 45. Juror in seat 40. Yes, ma'am. Where are you going?
Tennessee, Friday, November 5th through Sunday the 8th.
I'm sorry, November 5th through when?
Sunday the 8th.
The 8th?
I believe that's Sunday.
Is it already paid for?
Yes.
All right. Seat 41, are you raising your paddle? No? All right. Seat 42. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, I have an out-of-state wedding from the November 5th through the 7th.
Are you in the wedding or attending?
Attending, and other people would still be going, so it's paid for, but I could not pay my portion. And then at the end of the month, November 28th through December 4th, I've got out-of-state Washington, D.C.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am. Anybody else in that row? No? 46 through 52. All right, juror number 47. Yes, sir.
Las Vegas on October 28th through November 1st.
All paid for?
Yes.
All right, thank you, sir. Who else raised their paddle? 49. Yes, ma'am.
October 30th till November 1st for New York.
Okay. And somebody else had their paddle up. 51. Yes, ma'am.
So it's a staycation, but I'm flying my sister out November 13th through the 16th, and it's partially paid for.
So your sister's coming out to visit you, and you took the time off to do that?
Correct.
Did you buy tickets to Disney or something that were paid for?
We're going to buy for Universal, but we haven't done it yet. I think we're getting ready to do the plane tickets today. It was on my husband, so who knows?
Wrong park, sorry. I always start with Disney. Anybody else in that row? All right, 53 through 60. Anybody going on vacation? Juror in seat 53. Yes, ma'am.
October 29 till October 31st.
And where are you going?
Georgia.
Okay. Is it all paid for?
Yes.
All right, who else? Juror in seat 58. I can't hear you. I'm sorry. You're going where?
Going to Atlanta the week of Thanksgiving.
Okay. Thank you. Anybody else? 59. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
October is the Thursday night, the 28th to the 31st.
Okay, where are you headed?
Atlanta.
Is there something going on in Atlanta that weekend that I don't know about?
Foliage.
Is it all paid for?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you, ma'am. Anybody I missed? All right, anybody who has, I'll start in the back row just to be different. Child care issues or the care of a dependent, that can include adult parents, of course your parents are adults. It can include parents and adult children with special needs or anybody with special needs that you take care of. Juror in seat number 59, yes ma'am. So I'm doing 53 to 60 first.
I have two small children, 11 and 13, and my husband works gray shift, so I don't have any childcare in the evening.
Is there anyone that could take over for you if you were in the jury, on the jury?
No, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. Juror number 58. What do you got?
I work during the day. My wife works at night, so I watch our two children, 9 and 11.
And if you weren't there, who would watch them?
We don't have any other family that lives in Florida.
Thank you. 57, did you raise yours?
Yes, ma'am, I did. Take care of my mother. She's elderly.
How old's your mom?
She's 79.
Okay. Are you her sole caretaker or her
No.
primary caretaker?
I'm her primary caretaker, but I'm not her sole.
Okay. Is there anyone that could take over for you if you had to spend 3 weeks in jury duty?
No, ma'am.
Thank you. Number 55?
I don't know if this is a category, but my husband is going through immunotherapy for cancer treatment and has surgery also scheduled in November. And we share a car, and if this jury is sequestered and we have to provide our own transportation here, that would create a problem because he would need a car to get to his treatment.
All right, so your husband's starting his cancer treatment in November?
He's been going through cancer
He's been going through
treatment
it?
for almost a year.
All right, ma'am, thank you. Juror in seat 53. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, I'll take care of my dad. He's 78 and he's almost disabled. I have to take him to physical therapy twice a week and he cannot drive.
Is there anyone who can take him if you're not taking him?
No.
All right, thank you, ma'am. 46 through 52, child care or dependent care? 52, yes, sir. 52. I'll just start with 52. Yeah, thank you.
My wife and I have 2 kids that go to different schools on opposite sides of town, and
How
so
old are
taking
they?
them to school in the morning requires both of us.
How old are they?
My son's going to turn 10 in November. My daughter's 13.
Is there someone who can take one of them? Whoever you take, I don't know which one you
Usually
take.
we all do. One takes one takes the other. Between my
Okay,
wife and I.
so suppose you weren't there. Is there someone who can take, whichever child you're responsible for, is there someone who can take over for you?
We take turns on each kid, but not really. We kind of have to split the responsibilities.
All right, thank you. 46? Yes, ma'am.
Have school-aged children, 2 of which are not vaccinated against the COVID-19 just yet, so I typically take them to school to keep them off the school bus as well. My oldest is in high school, but she doesn't have a license to drive at all. And then I have an 85 mom who has Alzheimer's dementia, but she lives in a nursing home center.
How old are your children again?
So 8, 11, and 16.
8, 11, and 16. Okay, thank you, ma'am. Jurors 31 through 37. All right, 32.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
I have an 8-year-old,
Okay.
and I don't have anyone who can take her to and from school.
I'm sorry, what?
And I don't have anyone who could take her.
Are you a single parent?
Yes.
Thank you, ma'am. Who else in that row? I know there were some others. 33. Yes, ma'am.
Hi, my mom is 90. She has Alzheimer's dementia, and I'm her primary caregiver, her healthcare surrogate, and her power of attorney.
All right. Thank you, ma'am. Who else? 36.
Yeah, I have a 11-year-old that
Drop him and pick him up from school, and also I have a 78 years old, my mother-in-law. I take care of her at home.
Does she live with you, you said?
Yes.
Okay. Are you her primary caretaker?
Yes.
Thank you, ma'am. 38 through 45. All right. 16 through 22. All right, 19.
Yes, I take care of my mother. She's 92.
Are you her primary
Yes, she just came home. She had a femur broken.
Ooh, okay. Thank you, ma'am. And 21. Yes.
I have a critical life family emergency we're going to be going to with me and my wife up to Nathalie, Virginia next week. My mother-in-law is gravely ill. She can't walk, and we might have to take her into hospice.
Okay, I'm sorry to hear that, sir. Thank you. 23 through 30? 23.
I have two young daughters that I'm responsible for taking to and from school and all extracurricular activities, and I also have school meetings with one of my oldest to get accommodations for the FSA testing.
Okay. How old are your children?
For the FSA testing, so I have meetings scheduled to get those accommodations in place ahead of the test.
All right, let me start with how old are your children?
They are 8 and 6.
And when are the meetings for the FSA accommodations?
So I actually just got the call right before I came here, and I let them know I would let them know for sure next week, but it's supposed to be on Tuesday.
This Tuesday coming up?
Mm-hmm. The 19th.
Yeah, this won't interfere with that.
Okay.
So feel free to make that appointment.
Okay. I still wouldn't be able to take, I have no way of getting my kids to and from school.
Are you a single parent?
No, but my husband works in an office that he wouldn't be able to. He's on call 24 hours a day for IT. So I work from home and I walk my kids to and from school every day.
And your husband, you said, works in IT?
Yes.
All right, thank you, ma'am. I think 24, you raised yours? Yes, sir.
My 84-year-old mother-in-law lives with us, dementia, and I'm the primary caretaker.
Do you work from home, sir?
I work from home, yes.
Okay. Thank you. Anybody else in that row? 28?
I have two daughters, ages 7 and 4. My 7-year-old is at home doing virtual learning, and my 4-year-old, I'm her primary caregiver, but not sole caregiver, as my husband is also there.
Okay. So you stay at home with the children?
Yes.
And you said the 7-year-old's in virtual school?
Yes.
Is there anyone who could take over for you if you were in jury duty?
My husband is there, but also I have to check with his work schedule as well.
I'm sorry, your husband is there, but what?
I have to check with his work schedule.
Okay. So you'd have to verify whether he can take over for you. Thank you. Anyone else in that row? All right, jurors 1 through 7. 4? Yes, ma'am.
I have two boys, 13 and 17, and my husband travels for work.
Do you have anyone who could stay with the boys? If you
No.
weren't here?
And then my mother she's 84 and she's in an assisted living.
Thank you, ma'am. 6? Yes, ma'am.
I have a 20-month-old toddler, and my husband goes to work before daycare opens. My dad and my mom are here, but my mom has dementia, and he is primary caretaker for her. And I feel like 3 weeks would be a lot of stress, extra stress for him.
Okay. Tell me again what your husband does?
My husband?
Yeah.
Oh, he works at Disney on construction.
Okay. Is the baby in daycare?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. 8 through 15. 15? Yes, sir.
Yes, it's working this time. For Thursday evenings to Sunday evenings, we take care of, my wife and I take care of our 3-month-old grandson. Sunday is my particular day, so if we're sequestered through Saturday, I have to be home at least 5 o'clock in the morning on Sunday.
Yeah, if you're sequestered, you're not going home until we're done. So what happens if you're not there?
My daughter and her husband, they'll have issues with their jobs.
All right, thank you, sir. Anybody I missed? All right. This is the last questions I'm going to ask you. And this is work-related. Everyone in this courtroom understands what it's like to have work piling up while you're sitting in a trial. And believe me, we all sympathize. However, that's not a legal reason for me to excuse you from jury duty. So listen carefully to the question I am asking you. Is there anyone here who has something at work that you are the only person who can do it? Not that you think you're the only person, but that you actually are the only person who can do it. Anybody? All right, juror in seat number 22. Yes, sir.
Your Honor, I just got hired for a very specific role. I am in IT as well, so I just got hired as a director of technical operations.
I'm sorry, sir. Can you repeat?
The whole thing. From the beginning?
I'm in IT as well.
Yes. So I just got hired and I'm in IT. So I have to make a strategy presentation between October 26th and 28th, which is what I mentioned earlier, that I'm traveling for a business trip. This is a task which is only individually assigned to me.
I'm sorry?
A task which is only individually assigned to me.
All right, thank you, sir. Juror in seat 18.
My company recently merged with a California company and we are working, My company recently merged with a California company and then under merge, they choose like each operations team. I am in the operations team for engineering and then I've been 25 years with the company, so I know a lot of things. So there are a lot of people under me. So, and I travel now to California it's been 3 months. 3 times I already been. I don't know when I have to go and stuff like that too. So,
Can you do that work over the internet, ma'am, through a Zoom meeting?
yeah, I can do that. I can do the Zoom through the Zoom, but I don't know when all this.
All right, thank you, ma'am. Who else? Let's see. All right, let me go row by row. There's too many people. Juror in seat number 6. Yes, ma'am.
I don't know if this actually qualifies, but I'm a dental hygienist and I have patients scheduled pretty much for the next 6 months. And so if I was gone for 2 to 3 weeks, somehow the office would have to reschedule all those patients during that time.
Okay, thank you. Anybody from 8 to 15? Nope. 16 through 22, I already did. 23 through 30. 23? Yes, ma'am.
I'm an insurance adjuster, and I have a few mediations which I could get covered, but I do have my deposition being taken the last week of October. I just don't know the exact day. I think it's the Tuesday or Wednesday of the last week of October.
Is that for that deposition here in Orange County?
It's out of Miami-Dade, but it would be a virtual deposition, but I mean, I could ask to have it rescheduled. I don't know that they would, but it's...
Oh, I can take care of that.
It's for an insurance. I'm an insurance adjuster, so.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Anybody else in that row? All right. Jurors 31 through 37. 38 through 45. Juror seat number 43.
I'm a healthcare practitioner, and I own my own practice, and I'm the only practitioner, so there's no one else that could do my job.
Okay. Do you have any, you don't have any employees?
I'm sorry?
Do you have any employees?
No, I'm the sole
All right.
practitioner.
Thank you, ma'am. 46 through 52, 49. Yes, ma'am.
It's not really work, it's school. I'm a nursing student and I do have clinicals and I have other classes throughout the week. I go to school Monday through Friday and clinicals Tuesday and Thursdays for 10 hours.
Are you a full-time student?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Are you requesting to be excused?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
And then 53 through 60. 53, yes, ma'am.
Yes, I'm a professor at UCF. I have some teaching and also I have some projects that I'm the principal investigator of the project. I am the principal investigators of project. Yeah.
Is that something you can do over the internet?
I can do it over the
Okay. All right. Thank you, ma'am. Anybody else? All right, folks, I don't have any. Oh, wait. I always forget this one. Do any of the jurors know each other? Yep, there you go. This happens all the time. All right, I'll start with 33. You know the juror number 50, I assume? Yeah. How do you two know each other?
Yeah.
The microphone.
Sorry. We used to work together.
Okay. Would you be uncomfortable sitting on a jury with him?
No.
Even if you guys disagreed?
No.
Okay. Juror number 50, do you have any problems sitting on a jury with 33?
I'd not.
All right, thank you. Any other jurors know one another? We had a whole group of them earlier this morning. All right, thank you all very much. I'm going to have you step out into the hallway. We'll be right back with you in just a minute. Thank you. Oh, I'm sorry, juror number 46, can you stay in the courtroom, please? I need to ask you a question. All right, thanks. Can we make sure juror number 46 has a mic, please? Ma'am, you can move further in if you want. Yeah, thanks. All right. I just need you to be honest with everybody, all right? You made a comment that I know who you are. I know you're on the 23rd floor. And then you said something, it's not a direct quote, about this case. Have you been following this case on the news?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
I was surprised that nobody else said they knew what was happening.
Well, that's because I'm not talking about that right now, but since you made the comment, I'm going to go ahead and ask you. You also said you could not be fair and impartial in this case. Have you formed an opinion as to whether or not Mr. Loyd is guilty?
Yes.
And what is that opinion?
I believe he's guilty.
All right. Jurors have to be able to presume Mr. Loyd to be innocent until and if he's proven guilty. Can you do that, or would you start this trial believing he was guilty?
I would start this trial believing that he's guilty because I followed this case since, what was it, January 9th of 2018, I guess?
Okay.
And I know that it's been delayed back and forth. Attorney Lindeman has been sort of fired and then put back on the case. I mean, multiple things have happened to delay the trial.
Okay, what else do you know about the case?
Where should I start? This is like the second trial for this defendant, primarily because he's already serving a life sentence from being guilty for the, I guess I should say, murder of his ex-girlfriend at the time when she was pregnant.
Okay.
Let
me ask you
this case is on file. I know that Officer Debra Clayton was basically murdered in the Walmart parking lot at the time. And then also because of this,
we're good.
We have another
All
sheriff,
right.
unfortunately, that was dead too.
State.
We move, Judge.
Any objections? All right. Yeah, well, she said she would have trouble paying her mortgage. So, ma'am, this isn't the case for you. Don't say anything to those jurors out there. You're excused, all right? Thank you.
Okay. I'll leave this here.
You're free to go. You can keep the mask. She can go down, yeah. Sure. Are you doing the strikes or somebody else doing them?
I'm sorry? I can use this. Yes, sir.
Are you doing the strikes? Are you doing them, Mr. Lunham?
Sorry, Your Honor.
Well, hurry up, because we're doing strikes.
Yeah.
Okay. Dear God. Through. I'll tell her to find out whether she gets paid or not. Juror in seat number 2 is going through. The juror in seat number 3 can't pay the bills. Any objections?
No, Your Honor.
No objection.
Juror in seat number 4 has a 13 and 17-year-old husband, travels for work, and an 84-year-old mom. State.
No objection.
No objection, Your Honor.
All right. Juror in seat number 5 has a vacation the 25th through the 28th of October. Defense.
We move for cause.
Any objections?
No, Your Honor.
Juror in seat number 6, 20-month-old, and can't pay, well, let's go with can't pay her bills. Any
Yes, ma'am.
objections? State.
No, Your Honor.
Defense.
No objection.
Juror in seat number 7 can't pay her bills. Defense. Any objection?
I'm sorry. Defense moves for cause. Right. No
All right.
objection.
State.
No, Your Honor. No objection.
Juror in seat number 8 has problems with the English language. Any objections from either
Nope.
party?
No, Your Honor.
Juror in seat number 9, I don't see any reason not to send him through. Juror in seat 10, going through. 11 and 12 cannot pay their bills. Any objections to 11?
No, Your Honor.
No objection.
12?
No, Your Honor.
objection.
13 is going through. 14 can't pay his bills. Any objections from defense?
No objection.
State?
No, Your Honor.
15 can't pay his bills. Any objections from state?
No, Your Honor.
Defense?
No objection.
16 can't pay the bills. Any objections?
No, Your Honor.
No objection.
17 going through. 18's going through. 19 has a 92-year-old mom and is the primary caregiver. Defense?
Keep her. Ask her. Defense moves for cause.
State?
No objection.
20 has a vacation from the 22nd of October to November 1st. Any objection, state?
No, Your Honor.
Defense?
No objection.
Okay. 21,
The mother-in-law.
with the mother-in-law who's gravely ill, and state, it's your turn.
We would move, Your Honor.
No objection.
All right. 22 is in physical therapy twice a week, and it's been ongoing physical therapy. He's not sure if he gets paid or not. Defense?
Defense moves for cause.
State?
No objection, Your Honor.
Okay. 23, Tuesday. 23 is going through unless somebody has an objection. 24 has the 84-year-old mother-in-law. He's the stay-at-home person, so he's the primary caregiver. Defense?
We move for cause.
State?
No objection, Your Honor.
25's going through. 26 can't pay the bills. Any objection from either party?
No, Your Honor.
No, ma'am.
27's going through. 28 is a stay-at-home mom with a 7-year-old that's going to virtual school. Any objections?
No, Your Honor.
Judge, she said she was going to check with her husband. I don't know if you wanted to
So you want me to bring her back, or?
let her go. Okay, we move. No objection.
All right, so that one's gone. 29 and 30 are coming through. 31 can't pay the bills. Any objections from either party?
No, Your Honor.
No objection.
32, single parent, 8-year-old, has no one to take care of the child and has a vacation October 27th to the 3rd.
Defense
State?
moves. Oh,
Oh,
We
defense
move
moved?
and/or don't object.
Okay. 33, 90-year-old mother. The vacation is, oh no, she's got a California vacation, 21st to the 25th, 90-year-old mother. State?
We move, Judge.
no objection.
34 has a vacation to New York the 28th through November 2nd. State?
We move, Your Honor.
Okay. Any objection?
No objection.
35 is going through. 36, can't pay her bills. Any objection from either party?
No, Your Honor.
No, ma'am.
37, 38, 39, all going through. 40 has a vacation from the 5th to the 8th. Any objections? Defense?
No objection.
State?
No, Your Honor.
41's going through. 42 has a wedding to attend from the 5th through the 7th. She's paid for the tickets, I think she said. I couldn't hear her.
She actually said that she has not paid for her part and she could not.
Okay.
If she didn't need to. I got the impression that she would stay if we asked her.
I had the same impression.
Fine, I'll send her through. 43 can't pay her bills. Any objections from either party?
No, Your Honor.
44 and 45 are going through. 46 has been previously excused. 47 can't pay the bills. Any objections from either party?
No, Your Honor.
No, ma'am.
48's going through. 49 is requesting exemption as a full-time student and can't pay the bills. Any objections from either party?
No, Your Honor.
No objection.
50's going through. 51 has a staycation with her sister, but she also works at the medical examiner's office. So, staycation, anybody want to move?
No, Your Honor.
No?
You want to move?
All right, I'll send her through.
No.
52,
Well, actually, we'll move for cause on number 51. She does have relatives coming in from out of town, so.
she did say they'd spend some money on this for some reason.
She
They were
said
going to buy the Universal tickets.
They were
but-
going to, but have not yet.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and strike her. She works for the medical examiner's office. Let's get real here, folks. 52, these are the people with children on the opposite side of town. State?
Court's discretion.
We'll move.
I'll strike. 53, 78-year-old dad, physical therapy twice a week. Does have a vacation from the 29th to the 31st. I don't find the employment to be cause, because she did say she could do that by Zoom. It's your turn.
On the basis of the vacation and the disabled dad.
On
Judge.
basis of vacation?
Yes.
State?
No objection.
Okay, basis of vacation struck. 54 is going through. 55 has the husband who's undergoing cancer treatment. State?
We move.
Any
No
objection?
objection.
All right, I'm going to strike her. 56 is going through. 57 has a 79-year-old mom and is the primary caretaker. Defense?
Oh, we move for cause.
State? No objection, Your Honor.
58, 9 and 11-year-old, they work opposite shifts and they don't have any family in town. State, your turn.
We move, Your Honor.
Any
No objection.
Okay. 59, 11 and 13-year-old husband works the graveyard shift and they have a vacation to Atlanta from the 28th of October to the 31st. Defense?
On basis of the vacation and the childcare, yeah, we would move for cause.
Any objection from state?
No, Your Honor.
Granted. And 60 can't pay his bills. Any objections from either side?
No, Your Honor.
All right, let's
No.
bring them in. We're back at
Just to fill out the record on there, as far as we know.
Can we do this after we get them
Yes,
in here?
ma'am.
Because as we bring up the next group, you have plenty of time to put that on
Better
the
break.
record.
Okay,
Sure.
yes.
Just remind me when we're done with all these folks. Okay, what? Now what? Massage line? What the hell are you talking about? That everybody? All right, folks, welcome back. All of you are going to be returning for an additional day of questioning. We're going to give you a specific date and time to come back. We're also going to give you either a green or an orange dot to put on your juror badges. So I need you to take those out of the plastic sleeves because it's easier to put the dot on if you've already got them out. If you're not sure about whether you're going to get paid or you have some other issues you're unsure about, you need to get that clarified before you come back for individual questioning. You're being given the colored dots, because when you call the jury line, there's too many of you for us to call numbers, so we're just calling colors. So you'll hear green dots report as directed, or blue dots report as directed. We're giving you a slip of paper that has the exact date and time that you're supposed to return. You'll be returning to this courtroom for additional questioning. So when you hear your number, your seat number, just meet these two ladies right there, and they're going to give you your paperwork. You can leave your paddles on your chairs. You can leave as soon as you've got your paperwork and your colored dot. You can keep those lovely masks as a gift from us. We'll give you a brand new one when you come back. All right, jurors in seats number 1 and 2. You're coming back Wednesday at 2 o'clock. Nine and 10, Wednesday at 2 o'clock. And 13, Wednesday at 2 o'clock. '17 and 18, Wednesday at 2 o'clock. Leave your paddle. I'm sorry, what?
I'm going to be Thursday, 5 o'clock.
You'll be back on Thursday at 5 o'clock? All right, you're returning the Monday after next at 9 a.m. Which is going to be, what's that date? Yeah, it's October what?
25th.
October 25th, 9 a.m. You're going to have to wait a minute, ma'am. We're going to have to get you a different letter. So just have a seat for a minute so we can clear everybody else out. Okay. 25 and 27, 2 o'clock Wednesday. I'm sorry, and 23. 23, 25, 27, 2 o'clock Wednesday. '29 and 30, 2 o'clock Wednesday. Let's move this along, folks. Yes, ma'am. '35 and 37, 2 o'clock Wednesday. '38, 2 o'clock Wednesday. That is the last Wednesday one. Returning Thursday at 9 a.m., 39, 41, 42, 44, and 45. Cherie, you need to tell them to get us the Monday letters up, please. Thanks. Thursday, 9 a.m. I'm holding up. It's 39, 41, 42, 44, and 45. All right, returning Monday or Thursday at 9 a.m., 48, 50, 54, and 56, all Thursday at 9 a.m. That should be it, so.
There's two females that need to speak with you.
All right, so we're back on the record. Go ahead, Mr. Herrera.
You counted, this obviously on parents only in the last year. Out of the 29 white people who were part of this program, 3 were stricken for not being able to pay their bills. Out of the 15 Hispanics, 5 were stricken.
You're going to need to call out the actual numbers of the juror seat number, because the record needs to be clear about who you're saying belongs to what group.
I'll just finish this in there. Out of 15 Hispanic, 5 were stricken. Out of the 9 blacks, 5 were stricken. And out of the 7 Asians, 4 were stricken. So the juror in seat number 3 is a Hispanic female. The juror in seat number 6 was an Asian female.
I'm sorry, going back to number 3, on what do you base that the juror in seat number 3 was a Hispanic female? Yeah, what's your basis for it? Okay. Okay. I'm just asking. All right, go ahead.
Number 6,
No, my only question was asked to number 3. Go ahead.
Number 7 was a black female. Number 11 was a Hispanic female. Number 12 was a black male. Number 14 was a white male. Number 15 was a black male. Number 16 was a Hispanic male.
Your mic's off, Mr. Marrero. Go ahead.
Number 26 was a white male. Number 31 was a black male. Number 36 was an Asian female.
Number 36, you're counting her as an Asian female
Well,
based on what?
the last name is Siddiqui. I mean, for Asian, I'm including anyone from the Indian subcontinent or Central Asia.
And just so the record is clear, you're doing this all based on appearance, correct?
On appearance and their last names.
Okay.
That's all we got. Let's see here. 43 was an Asian female, we believe, based on the name and the appearance. Number 46 was a black female. That was the primary cause, or the first cause anyway. Number 47 was a white male. Let's see, which one? 49? And 60 was a Hispanic male.
State?
Our state does not agree with the characterization of seat 15 as a black male. I don't know that we could tell what race or nationality he was. We don't agree that juror in seat 36 is Asian female. But other than that, we have no further comment.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.